Most of these bottles here are sold as Miracle in a can. But at my store, I see how they're actually used, and most of the time, it's after something is already broken. And let's be clear up front, if an injector is broken, none of these are going to fix it. But if your goal is to get your vehicle to 300,000 miles, additives do matter. Not as repairs, but as preventative maintenance. Today I'm going to show you what I use, what I avoid, and the truth behind why. When we talk fuel system cleaners, the real word you're looking for is detergency. All the time you hear about PEA, polyethylamine. It's considered the gold standard because it doesn't just burn off. It actually survives combustion long enough to break down hard carbon on injectors, valves, and piston tops. Now, I personally recommend AMSOIL PI, but if you're a fan of BG44 Royal Purple Max Clean, you're in the right ballpark. These use high-strength chemistry that doesn't just evaporate, it survives the fire to scrub your engine clean. If you read their data sheet, many don't use the buzzword PEA. What they use instead is a very high concentration of detergents. Basically the same heavy-duty cleaning chemistry, just loaded harder than almost anything else on the shelf. Here's why this matters for longevity, not power. Dirty injectors don't mist fuel correctly, they squirt. That causes fuel dilution where raw fuel washes oil off the cylinder walls. That's how bearings wear early. That's how oil fails early. Clean injectors aren't a performance modification, they're engine protection. Next up, Seafoam. This one's misunderstood. Seafoam is primarily a solvent, naphtha and alcohol, and that makes it excellent at dissolving wet gum and varnish. Think lawn equipment, carburetors, or older port-injected engines that sat too long. But for hard carbon and modern direct injection engines, it's simply outclassed by heavier detergents like AMSOIL. Seafoam isn't bad, it just has a specific lane, and people try to use it everywhere. And then you have the lubricants like Lucas Upper Cylinder Lubricant and Marvel Mystery Oil. These aren't heavy-duty detergents, they're friction fighters. Modern fuel is dry because of ethanol. And these products add lubrication back to the fuel pump and top piston ring, areas your motor oil literally never reaches. Now to be fair, Lucas does label this as a fuel injector cleaner, and that's technically true. But here's the distinction that most people miss. There are two kinds of cleaning. You got detergent cleaning, which scrubs hard carbon, that's your PEA type chemistry. And then you get solvent or lubricant based cleaning, which keeps injectors from sticking, helps dissolve light deposits, and helps prevent new buildup. Lucas lives in that second category. It's not designed to aggressively strip baked on carbon. It's designed to keep parts clean and to reduce wear where fuel acts as a lubricant. So yes, it does clean injectors, just not in the same way a heavy detergent does. Think maintenance, not restoration. Here's my take on this. On high mileage vehicles or engines with noisy high pressure fuel pumps, this is a solid maintenance additive. Just don't expect it to erase 5 years of carbon buildup. That's not its job. Then we have Octane boosters, probably the most abused bottle on the shelf. Many claim they can raise your octane by 10 points. But in fuel chemistry, a point is 0.1. So your 87 octane just became 87.1. That's not a performance upgrade, it's a marketing trick. The reality, if you have a modern car that requires 91 and you're trying to save money by using 87 plus a $10 bottle of booster, you're failing at math. Just buy the premium fuel. It's cheaper and safer. I really only recommend these as a safety net. If you're towing a heavy trailer through Florida heat and you hear the engine pinging, then a booster can help prevent low-speed pre-ignition. That's where your fuel explodes too early and can snap your piston rings. It's an insurance policy against a blown engine, not a way to get free horsepower. Finally, fuel stabilizers. Ethanol blended fuel absorbs moisture from the air. Within a few weeks, it can separate and start corroding fuel system components. So here's the rule. If a vehicle is going to sit more than a month, you stabilize the fuel before you park it. Stable won't fix bad gas. It prevents gas from becoming bad in the first place. So here's the 3,000 mile strategy based on chemistry, not hype. Deep cleaning, a high detergent cleaner like AMSOIL PI every 4,000 to 5,000 miles. I use it about every oil change. For friction reduction or pump health, Lucas Upper Cylinder Lubricant or Marvel Mystery Oil, especially on high mileage engines. Seasonal or long-term storage, stable used early, not after the damage is done. Old equipment or classics, Seafoam for dissolving varnish or fuel gum. Additives won't fix neglect, but they do reward consistency. If you want the full breakdown where I compare these products side by side using their actual safety data sheets, I put together a fuel system health sheet. Grab it free at the link below. No hype, just chemistry behind making a car last. I'm Chris from Beachside Auto Parts. I'll see you on the next one.